this is your Fitness Connection. I'm Laura Ribbons from Fitness Connection, and this is Amanda Finley, and we're gonna have a workout today, working our core, our abdominals, but remember that is basically all your midsection and your back. We're gonna use work on some stabilizers with strengthening your glutes a little bit. So I think overall it'll be a nice workout, and for a change we're gonna be on the floor. But why am I standing up? Well, you know what? Half the problem is people get injured getting down and getting up. So let's just think about some good biomechanics or tools we can use to get down. Now, I'm gonna wanna end up on this mat. So if we turn ourselves sideways into a lunge, I can put my weight on that front foot, my hand for support, and then get my knee down on the ground. That way I can end up here. My other foot, I can just slide right back over, and I'm gonna end up on my hands and my knees. So swing yourself right around. There we go. And hands down. Good. Now, let's take a big breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let that back sink right down. Exhale. All these cat backs when they're rounded over, and cow position, C-O-W. That's interesting, isn't it? So this would be cat back. Oh. And here's cow. You're getting that spine to move along with the pelvis. We're gonna do it 4 more times. Let's go. I'm trying to get my head down almost towards my stomach area. And I'm moving to get the fluid to go through my spine. And one more time. Excellent. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold it this time. So take a big breath. Go into a cat back. Exhale, and then just continue breathing here. I'm trying to push my rear end forward like a tail between my legs. My chin is down, trying to get a stretch in my spine. And I'm holding that stretch. Oh, when it starts to get a little bit achy, take a rest, relax, and lift up through your chest, your sternum, trying to lift up through my breastbone, letting my lower back sink down, my rear end pushing up, and my neck is relaxed. Oh, beautiful. The first exercise we're gonna do, usually what people end up with at the end. So we're gonna start off with it straight away because it's the part people neglect. And they're called Supermans. And as you know, we all are superheroes. So we're gonna do some of our Superman exercises for our strength. Lying right down nice and flat. Your arms are gonna be in front with your head down. And I would like your legs straight and together. So we're gonna start. Now I want you to maybe watch 1 or 2 and then listen to what I'm saying rather than always lifting up your head and looking what we're doing. Because I want you to really focus. We're only gonna be lifting 1 arm and 1 leg. So take your right arm and your right leg with your forehead on the ground and lift up your right arm and your right leg. Perfect, put it back down. Take a breath. Lift up your left arm and your right leg. Go. Here we go. Right arm, left leg, go. So as Mandy's doing the exercise, and down, change, inhale, Mandy, exhale, inhale, exhale. Elongate those arms and legs. Imagine someone's pulling your leg out of your hip and your arm out of your body. They're making you longer and taller. Exhale. Your head comes with the movement, if at all. All of our bodies are shaped differently. Some of you lying on your chest, you might need to put a pillow under your forehead to be more comfortable. As you can see with Mandy doing the exercise, her head comes up a little bit, but it's coming with her arm. She's not lifting just her neck up. Opposite arm and leg. Let's do 1 more each side. Tightening up the glutes, abdominals in, and again, exhale. Beautiful. Now, just your arms, the leg, this is tricky. Your legs are gonna wanna come off the ground. Just your arms. Take a breath, inhale. And the upper body comes up and back down. I want you to keep looking at the floor. Inhale. Lift your upper body off. Look at the floor. Nice. And back down. It's like you're trying to lift your chest off the mat. Lifting up, extending. Shh. And all these little guys along your spine are having to do the work. Exhale. Brilliant. Now, keeping your arms down, just the legs. So the legs lift up, squeeze. They're not going to go very far. Don't expect them to. And back down. And lift up. And back down. Just the legs. Lift up. And back down. And lift up. And back down. One more, lift up. And back down. Let's go back and do opposite arm and leg. Right arm, left leg. Inhale. Exhale. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Last one. And switch. Beautiful. Go up onto your elbows. And we're actually, with your legs right together, we call this a modified cobra. We're actually stretching out the front of our bodies. So lift up through your chest. Feel your abdominals stretch. They have a muscle group called rectus abdominis, goes right down the front of your body. So you're trying to lengthen it, lifting up through your chest. And it's not about your neck. Don't worry about what your head's doing, just to have it comfortable, looking forward. Beautiful. Okay, now we are going to work on the abdominals, but don't forget, when you work your abdominals, you're working every other muscle. Let me prove it to you right now. Get yourself up onto your elbows and knees. And I want you to think about Laurel's elbows. I want them directly below your shoulder. So on Mandy, you want the shoulder right above the elbow. And now I'm going to need her to bring her knees in a little bit more to you. Bring your knees in. So now the knees are directly under the hips. So now she's in a nice, strong, stable position. We can do a lot of things from this position. So I'm going to have her do what we call a plank. She's going to curl her toes under. Just keep your knees there. Just curl your toes under. And she's just going to lift her knees up off the ground. Go. Right up. Straighten your legs as you lift. Your butt's going to go to the ceiling. Right. So as you can see, she's like in an upside down letter V. And this is much easier than having your back flat, which I'm going to have her do in a second. Don't worry about that. So right here, she's doing some stretching in the calf muscles, but she's having to use her upper body to keep herself up there and her core, her abdominals. So Mandy, are you okay with this?
Yes.
What I want you, you're pain-free, right? Nothing hurts. Good. What I want you to do is keep your arms stabilized, but tippy-toe those feet back a little bit farther so your body can drop down a little bit. Nice. Beautiful. So now she's in a nice straight line, and she's able to really focus on pulling this away from the floor. And if I'm holding her on her waist, I can feel how tight that is. Those are all your obliques in there. Nice and tight. So her legs are tight. The back is tight. She's probably also hoping don't make her do this for too much longer. Those shoulders are depressed down. Everything feels nice and secure. And having a mirror handy will help. So maybe I want you to do one thing before you drop down. You're going to modify this to make it harder. Bend your knees, but let them hover. Don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. Let them hover. That should have made it harder, correct?
Yes.
Good. Now let me make it easier. Let your knees touch and go into a modified, this is a modified plank. Just like that letter V one where her rear end was up higher. This one's a nice one because she's stable here. You still feel that in your abs, Mandy?
Yes, I can.
So she can still feel it. She's at an angle. She's having to keep her body there. To make it a little bit harder, let's do it one more time, Mandy. Lift those knees up off the ground, nice and straight. If you're doing this plank, and for some reason your back starts to bother you, lift your hips up even higher. Higher, right. Make sure you're okay in this position. Then go back and try it again. If your back, I say bites, but it feels like your back is really sort of biting you, it means you need to modify. So go back to those knees down on the ground and go back to the beginner stance. Are you okay with that? And if you are, then that's where you need to start and get stronger. If this exercise, as with any other exercise, bothers you, don't do it. Just have a little bit of, just watch us for a second until we get on to the next one. So I need you to, most importantly, listen to your bodies to get the results that you want. Okay, fantastic. Okay, Mandy, just sit back on your heels for a second, stretch out. Nice. She's lucky. She can go all the way back in those knees. I find often I can't. So I put a pillow back there sometimes, but my knees don't bend the way they used to, so I have to make sure that I modify a little bit. Okay, let's work our gluteus maximus. Just like it says, it's the biggest part back here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna be on our hands and knees, okay? And then we're gonna do a little bit here, and then we're gonna go down, do a little bit here, and you decide which one you like best. Okay. Checkpoint. Mandy, hands under shoulders. Check. Knees under hips. Knees a little bit apart. Check. Abdominals pulled in. Take one leg. Mandy, let's pick your right. Right leg goes back behind you. I want you nice and strong. Okay? Now, I want you to lift that back leg up and hold it there. Good. And drop those hips a little bit. Beautiful. So she's just going to lift, working the glutes and hamstrings. Just a little lift. Ready? Go. 1. Go. 2, 3, 4. A lot of work going on here to stabilize. 6, 7, and 8. Now bend that knee. Right. Now imagine the thigh is resting on my hand. Now lift your thigh off my hand. 1. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knees in. Take a rest. Okay, and we have to do the other side, and then we're going to change our position. So if this is all burning back in here, Mandy, put your knee down for just a sec. Just sit back on your heels for a sec. There you go. That's a great way to relieve the work you feel. Because don't forget, you're working what they call anaerobically. Those muscles are working right there, and then you need to take a rest, get the blood flow through. That's what that burning is sometimes when you're exercising. Okay, ready? On all fours, hands on his shoulders, elbows slightly bent. Back leg nice and straight, lift. Good, let's go. 1, good. 2, stable. 3, 4, nice. 5, breathing. 6, 7, hold it. Bend that knee, Mandy. Nice. And lift that thigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is nice and quiet. Nothing's really moving back here. 7 and 8. Take a rest. Sit back and relax. Okay. Choice A. Let's do choice B. Get down on your forearms, right? Sides of your hands into the ground. Knees, under shoulders, under hips. Take your right leg back behind you. It's the same exercise, okay? Pull in those abs. Hips are square. Lift that leg up in balance. Are you tilting? If you feel yourself leaning to one side, drop that hip. And let's lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it. Bend that knee. Kick it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoa. I like it down here so I don't have to worry about my shoulders too much. Mandy, which do you prefer so far?
I like it down here.
You like it down here. Do you feel more secure near the ground? Yeah, sometimes down here. How do you feel? Think about it for the next one. Here we go. In alignment, leg out straight, hips even, lift, squeeze your rear end. And 8, 7, 6, 5, breathing. 4, 3, 2, hold it, bend that knee. Good. Kick it up. 8, 7, 6. So you can see how Mandy's lifting from lifted position. I am too. I'm just dropping it down a little bit more each time to get a different range of motion. You do what feels good for you. And take a rest. And sit back on your heels. Arms in front and stretch. Okay, we're gonna go back and do one more set. I want you to decide if you want to be on all fours, which I will do, or down on the forearms, which Mandy will do. Stabilize. Okay. Now, if you look at my hand position, you'll see that I have my fingers out. Because of a hand injury, that's how I have to have my hands. Some people have them flat. I just can't do that with this hand. The nice thing about Mandy's position is she has a nice stable section with her forearm, and then that way the sides of her arm and her hands are stabilizing. So once again, pick what's comfortable for you. Here we go. Right leg out behind us, flex the foot, lift and hold it, hip square, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, neck nice and straight, 6, 7, hold it, bend that knee. Good, kick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8, and down. Let's have the next leg get ready. Now, when when you bend your leg here, the back of that leg might cramp up a little bit. And if it does, just straighten it out and take a rest. So unless you've been doing these regularly, it might cramp up on you. Lift it up, hold it, stabilize, breathing, elbows soft for me, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it, bend that knee. That's when it might cramp, so be aware of it. Drop that knee down a little bit, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and down. Good. Sit back and take a rest. Lovely. We're going to flip over onto our backs and work on our abdominals. Perfect. Okay. So to get down, use your legs a little bit to get down the ground. Just roll right down. Perfect. I'm going to have Mandy roll all the way down. So while she's working, I can show you what she's going to be working on. Okay, so we've worked the back. Mandy, just stretch out those arms past your head. Nice. Now, she can have a nice arch under here. You do want to tilt that pelvis and keep this flat. If you cannot put your back flat down for any reason, just maybe put a little pillow under there, or take a towel, roll up a towel and put it under there. Okay, legs are in a little bit more comfortably. So every time she lifts her arms up, I want her to fold up in the middle. How can I have her do that? So every time she folds up, she's gonna bring one knee into her chest. So both arms come up, touch that knee, and back down, perfect. And both arms up, touch that knee, and she's alternating these, one knee and then the other, good. I'm not gonna count. I'm gonna worry about her breathing. I'm gonna talk to you about your form as you're doing it. So as you're doing these, now I want you to look at your own legs. Focus on your knees coming in. No neck stress. Your body's curling. You should be making wrinkles in the front of your shirt. Are you pulling your abdominals in when you're curling up, or are you pushing them out? If you are pushing them out, because you'll see them pushing out, try and think about pulling them in. It's almost like, when you go to Miami and they put the cellophane around the suitcase, it's almost like that's what's happening to your body. Cellophane around that middle, and she's exhaling. When she goes back down, her rib cage can expand to take a bigger breath, and then exhale back in. Want to make this harder? Okay, Mandy, stop for just a second. Let's straighten your legs. Beautiful. So now she's going to lift up one leg to do the exercise. Go for it. Like folding up like the letter V. Good. And again, the other leg. Nice. Good. Now I want you to reach towards your toes this time, Andy. Now she has to go up. Beautiful. And up. But what do you notice about this is really fantastic? She has great flexibility in her hamstrings. She's able to lift that leg up. Some of you might find that is too much. So go back to bending the knee a little bit. She bends the knee and comes up. That might be the most comfortable position with your hamstrings. Those are the muscles on the back of your legs. And the other one, excellent. Do 2 more. Ooh. The blood's been pumping. Things are working in the front of her body. Mandy, do you feel these at all in your abs?
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, give yourself a stretch for a second. Arms lengthening, legs lengthening, feet to the ceiling, good. So you have big, long muscle down the front of your body, and then you have muscles that go around your body. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna go to a conventional exercise for abs that everyone always sees. Okay, so bend your knees, you got it. Good job, okay. So here's her stabilization. Okay, feet are in, hands behind her head. And Mandy, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna curl up nice and slow, exhale, go. And back down again. So keep going. I'm gonna have a few more tidbits, maybe tips on how she could be more functional in this exercise. She can let her elbows come a little closer together, not much here, because it's not about the elbows. This is about her spine curling off the floor and crunching up in the middle. Now, here's where sometimes it goes wrong. Put your elbows really close together. When you're in this position, come on up, Mandy, and hold it right there. See how she's pulling her neck? Because the force is forward, that's why people pull that neck. Instead, Mandy, go back to what you started with because that was perfect. Go all the way down, elbows out to the side. Now with the elbows out to the side, her hands are stabilizing her head. You figure your head weighs about 10 pounds. So the head is coming up, and as she continues doing these crunches, Her head's coming up with the exercise. So now you know how to do the exercise and do it properly. And if I said to you, I want you to do 50, you might say, oh my gosh, I can't. Well, remember, 50 is really 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, or 20 plus 20 plus 10, or 15 plus 15, give you 30. Then when you're ready, finish up to 50. It's going to work these muscles in what we call overload. Good. Now, before you get your 50 done, because you've been doing these, so I'm going to really be sneaking in 100 here today. Think about bringing that shoulder blade over to this knee, Mandy. So you're coming over. See how she's bringing that shoulder blade right off the floor? Fantastic. Now the other side, now coming towards me. Good. And again. Okay, now I'm going to have her imitate what sometimes happens. Mandy, I want you to be, yes, more chicken wing. Get that chicken wing over here. Yep, exactly. Now this is about an elbow. This is not about you working your abdominals and getting your body off the ground torquing. So now with her elbow out to the side again, she's going to focus on bringing that scapula, that bone in your back, off the floor. She's trying to get that off the floor. It's not about her neck. It's relaxed. And that's going to let those muscles, the obliques, and the word oblique means at an angle. It means it's getting those muscles, the obliques, that sort of go around her body from the back like a girdle. It's getting those, it's encasing her body. She's working those. So now we've already snuck in another hit 50. Good job. Okay, take a rest. Stretch your arms out. Stretch your legs out. So let's do 50, okay? And we're going to do 50 in a row. And they're tiny little crunches, but here's the rule. You have to breathe. You have to exhale. Okay, Mandy, you ready? Okay, so it's going to be, I'll get the rhythm going, because some of these at home, they might be following the same rhythm. So lift your head off the ground a little bit and feel comfortable. Is your back pressing in? Okay, let's leave some space under our chin. Okay, here we go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3. Press down with your heels. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2. Lift your rear end just a little bit. 4, 5. Knees together. 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Woo, throwing you a high five, Mandy. Good job. Okay, how do I get out of this position? Mandy, why don't you show them how to do a rock and roll? So bring one knee in, yeah, and use momentum to come up. And you had to use your abs for that, didn't you? Okay, I'm going to do the roll of maybe I have a bad back, so I'm just going to get myself on my side and then push myself up. So it doesn't really matter how you get up, do whatever is comfortable for you. And let's get our legs in front of us. There. And arms up. Now, rather than reaching forward, imagine you have a big barrel in front of you. Let's go over the barrel. Ooh. Wherever you land, just hang out there for a second and keep it. Often people say, how do you bend over like that? Well, you know, my hips are moving. That's how I do it. I'm pushing my rear end out behind me. If this whole pelvis area is tight, then you maybe feel like this. If this is your position, then I want you to lift your body up, walk your hands forward, and just keep it right there, okay? Mandy can bend at the hip. She has that flexibility in her hamstrings, so that enables her to go forward. I'm going to play the role of, I don't have any flexibility, so I'm going to just worry about sitting up straight, and I'm going to sneak myself forward, lifting up through my chest. Breathing. Okay, getting up and getting down. Sometimes people avoid it, and you know what? Sometimes people avoid exercise classes because they know they have to get up and down off the floor. Well, the nice thing about our classes, we teach everyone how to do it properly, and there are a million ways to get up and get down. So just follow my lead for a minute here. Let's just get back into that hands and knee position. Take your strongest leg, put it forward. All right, and get up and balance. Okay. Now, to go forward, I need my nose over my toes, curl your back toes under, and I also put one arm out for balance. I might even hold a chair. If my arm's long enough, I can be here. But you're just gonna, remember Mandy did that rock and roll up? Mandy did the rock and roll up, and then what happened was she was able to come up with momentum. So nose over toes, go, and you're up. Nice. Excellent. This is your fitness connection. Hope you had a great one.